This is part 2 of the Palmetto State Armory AKV, and you're watching the Irish Rifle Academy. If you haven't already seen part 1 of this series, I suggest you go watch it now. I'll throw the link somewhere up in one of these corners. I'm not sure which one it is. Now, if you were thinking about purchasing an AKV, I suggest you watch this video through because we're gonna be test firing it today, and this thing has so many malfunctions, it's actually ridiculous. Now, before we function test the AKV, if you can go ahead and hit that like and subscribe, it'll really help me out with the YouTube algorithm. We all know how much it sucks, right? With that being said, let's get into it. Now, I'm kind of battling the weather right now. It's 99 degrees out, and my camera actually overheated the first 2 minutes I was recording, so I had to go sit in the car and cool it down. So I'm not gonna waste your time or mine. We're gonna get straight into the test firing. Let's get started. Now, we only have 105 rounds of 9mm with us today, 115 grain, so we're gonna run through it. Two shots in, literally 2 shots in, and we already have a malfunction. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but the spent casing is actually stuck inside. Let's see if it loaded the next round as well. It did. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, nope, it just actually fell out. Yep. So there's that round, it loaded, and the actual spent casing got stuck. So 2 rounds in, not looking good so far for the Palmetto State Armory AKV. Another one. Yeah, you can see it right there. I'm sure it loaded the next round too. It did actually load that next round. Not even halfway through the first mag and we've already had 2 malfunctions. Another one. Same thing. All right, we actually kept that round that it chambered in. Again, as soon as we went back to it, I promise you it's not a magazine issue because I've tried all 10 of my magazines, same problem. Not only did that spent casing get stuck, the next round is actually stuck in the chamber and it won't eject. Not sure if you can see in there. It's really bright out. I can't really see the screen, but that next round is stuck in the chamber. No matter how many times I pull the charging handle back, it won't come out. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm getting the overheating warning for the second time. This video honestly might take me a while to record. I'm probably gonna have to run back in the car to cool it down with the AC. There's that round out. Yeah, I don't know if you could see it or not, but the firing pin did actually strike this and it did not go off. Yeah, honestly, I'm not too sure how many malfunctions we're at currently, and we're not even through the first mag. But we'll keep it moving.
Yeah, so I was sitting here editing the video, and I really started to get bored with how it was going, seeing the same thing over and over again, and I certainly don't want to make you suffer through it. I certainly don't want to suffer having to edit about 10 more minutes of that. So I'm just gonna pile it all together until we get to a spot that gets much more interesting. And I gotta say, this thing is a true piece of shit.
Again. I don't actually think it reset the firing pin all the way. Again. Do I even have to say it anymore? 6 rounds left. Shot 29 rounds so far, and how many malfunctions? You know, I guess I didn't actually shoot 29 rounds because I haven't actually loaded the rounds that got chambered but didn't fire. Second magazine. I'm gonna show you, it's not the mag. Yep. You know, if this was a functioning firearm, you could bump fire it and it works pretty well. Let's try it. Oh my God. That was actually pretty fucking scary, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now that I'm doing this, I realize I'm a freaking idiot for not wearing my eye protection. I'm gonna grab that and then I'll show you what happened. Yeah, I think from this point on, I'm not gonna be an idiot anymore and not wear eye pro because that was actually a little terrifying. If you can see it or not, that casing actually just completely exploded. There were gases that came out. I don't know if the camera caught it. There's that casing. We'll inspect it after I take it out. Firearm is clear. I am honestly shocked. I really don't know what happened. If I had to assume, I think the round fired before it was fully in the chamber. That's not good. Never had that happen before. And clearly, I mean, as you can see, that brass just, it exploded. There's even a chunk of it down here in the mag. So at this point, I truly don't feel comfortable shooting this thing anymore. Especially after that. That was kind of catastrophic. Yeah, I think we're calling it on this, Palmetto. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take this back and look at it somewhere that's not the middle of the freaking desert where it's 99 degrees out. Really hoping it wasn't a squib. It might have been an out of a battery. I think that concludes the actual testing portion of part 2. I am honestly blown away at this point. This is the worst malfunction I've had. And may I remind you, if you haven't already seen the first video, this thing is completely stock. The only modifications I made to it was cosmetic, like the handguard and the actual pistol grip. Yeah, so before we head back and dive a little bit more into the AKV, I feel a little bad for cutting the range time short. So I'm actually gonna shoot this 10.5 suppressed super safety. So I hope you enjoy at least this section. Yeah, so at least you had something you could enjoy a little bit. Definitely not the AKV.
Yeah, so I actually filmed all of that well over a week ago at this point. Yeah, so what actually happened with the Palmetto State Armory AKV, it stovepiped. The stovepipe left me with an out of battery, and the out of battery turned into a squib. And I'm sure you saw what it did to that casing. It just completely obliterated it. And as a matter of fact, I actually kept 2 of the pieces, and I believe there's still a 3rd in that magazine. And I can already see the comments coming. It's because you bump fired it. Well, if you've watched any other video on the AKV, Grand Thumb included, they do actually bump fire the AKV, and it works perfectly fine. Now, to be honest with everyone, I kind of just want to get this video out and finished because I know you guys are waiting, and I have a very busy work schedule right now. So editing this video after work is truly exhausting. But in the next couple of weeks to come, I have a very clear schedule, so I will be pumping out content as fast as I possibly can. Oh, and one more thing before we go. This comment, don't even get me started, dude. This is a YouTube channel. You know what you do? You typically review firearms, and you don't typically send them back to get them fixed before you review it. You show the people what's wrong with it, what's truly wrong with it. With that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe.